Hello everyone, Chen here. Just a little quick video on the 8 elements of Shaolin and the stances and the movements and how it works. So I consider these 8 postures and how they connect as a form of Qi Gong, where you're kind of like Tai Chi, you're breathing and you're moving through each posture, right? These postures also basically make up the Shaolin sets, so they're like the building blocks of Shaolin Kung Fu, okay? And so they do have applications and uses for them as far as real life fighting application, okay? And so for the most part, these 8 postures have a type of grab breakaway. You know, if somebody's grabbed us, there's a way to kind of break the grab and then to project or to throw the opponent off of you or the attacker, right? So that's basically how they work. The 8 elements themselves, we start off with earth, which is the Mao Bu stance, right? And earth in the 8 elements is called Qi, and it's a sinking feeling, okay? But it's also, it can kind of shoot down with a little more power if we want it to, right? And it also has power coming in or coming out, right? So that's the first of the 8 elements, which is earth, okay? Which is Qi. The next one is the Gong Bu stance in Kung Fu, and that's the archer stance, okay, or bow stance. It's called Gong Bu. But for the 8 elements, it's called Chen, which is thunder, okay? So thunder basically shoots forward. It shoots forward. Energy comes up from the ground and shoots. So it projects forward, okay? And so we start to connect these postures where we might have earth, which is Qi, and then we go into Chen, which is thunder. We go into Chen, which projects, okay? Then we have fire, which is kind of a narrow stance called Mao Bu, cat stance, right? And fire has this energy that spirals and it kind of splits, kind of spirals up and pushes down, okay? So fire then pairs up with Chen. When it comes back down, all right? So now we have earth, Qi, we have Chen, which is thunder, we have fire, okay? Then we have lake, which is empty stance, Zhu Bu, and lake is Tui and the 8 elements. And so lake is somebody will grab us and we can actually pull them back. They get pulled back and down. And then again, we project forward with thunder, okay? So lake can also come to the side or pull back, okay? And so then again, we start connecting all these pieces up, right? So we have earth, and we have thunder, and we have fire, and then we have lake, right? And then we have mountain. We have mountain, which is a little bit higher than earth. It's got some different angles, and its power's to the side or in front, right? That's mountain, which is called Ken in the 8 elements, okay? So again, then we have Ken, mountain, and we can go into thunder, come back into fire, you know, come back into lake. And then we have one called Chasm, or I think of it as falling water, and that is what they call Ka'an, which is like the abyss, the chasm, and it shoots down. So it's like our Gong Bu stance, but it's called Pu Bu, and it actually comes backward and down. Okay, so when somebody grabs their arms, we shoot that down and then come back with thunder, right? So that's another element, right? And then we have wind, and wind is energy comes at us and we kind of twine it to the side and lift the knee up. So wind is kind of like a tree being blown in the wind, and it's actually called sun in the Chinese for the element of wind, and then it still comes back into thunder, right? And so we start putting all these together: earth, thunder, fire, right? Chasm, mountain, okay, wind, and thunder is kind of the glue that connects them all, okay? And then we have a final one called heaven. And so where earth comes down, of course, heaven shoots up. And so it has that lifted knee like wind, but instead of coming to the side, it's usually the back knee that helps lift the energy up, okay? And so heaven is called Chen, and those are the 8 elements, okay? So we have earth, which is Kun. We have Chen, which is thunder. We have Li, which is fire. We have Tui, which is lake. We have Kaan, which is chasm. We have Ken, which is mountain. We have Sun, which is wind. And then we have Qian, which is heaven. Okay? So all these can be done slowly with breathing. And that breathing kind of stretches the qi and expands it when we move outward, and condenses the qi and brings it back in when we breathe in, with any movements coming in, okay? And that's the basic rules of Qigong. So I think that's all of them tonight. Have a good evening. Thanks for joining.